Hello, I'm Jordan today, Ellis, and I'm so excited to be here with you today talking about templatizing your content creation, specifically with Adobe Express. I appreciate you being here, spending part of your day with me. Like I said, I'm Jordan today, Ellis. I've been at Adobe for the past 3 years. I work on the community team, specifically on Adobe Express, so I help individuals and agencies use Express to create whatever they need. If you have any questions about Adobe in general, or specifically Adobe Express, feel free to ask in the Q&A, or this is my username at Jordan Danae Ellis, and the QR code is all of my info, my LinkedIn and things. So if you have questions after the session or someone on your team wants to follow up with something, please feel free to get in touch with me. I am here to help everyone, and I'll do the best I can to find the answers for you. In my life pre-Adobe, I ran my own small business for 10 years, so I have a lot of practice with like individual online marketing, kind of scrappy budgets, doing everything yourself. And then it's been fun to be at Adobe and see the other side of a more agency version of it. So I have experience doing all kinds of things, and I hope that some of what I shared today is helpful for you and your team. So with that, let's dive in to the important question of the day, which is why templatize your social media strategy? For me, there are a few reasons. I'm sure your team already has a process, but maybe something in this will help you work faster, work smarter, and just get more done and have better results. So first off, templatizing your content creation lets you know what to post and kind of saves from the figuring out exactly what's going on, staring at a blank calendar, not really being sure that you're posting the right message at the right time. I like templatizing my content because there are certain things that I want to repeat, messages that I really want to hammer down, and also to give structure to my marketing campaigns so that everyone's getting all the information they need in order to get to know me, my agency, my company. And I'll share a little bit more about my strategy there in just a minute. I also really like that templatizing works really well with batch creating. Batch creating is, sitting down and making a lot of content at once. That is a huge time saver for me, just because you can kind of look at all of your assets at once. You can get organized. You can create when you're feeling motivated to create, and then have a lot of content ready to go instead of, kind of making things on the cuff. Both of these help you save time. And again, just kind of taking some of the guesswork out of putting your plan together so you know exactly what you want to post, when you want to post it. That's really the beauty of templatizing. And there are lots of different strategies, lots of different ways you can organize your content. I'm sure you already have some ideas that you're working with, but I want to share one of my favorites. So this strategy was created by my coworker, Andy. He's at Andy R. Lambert and works specifically on social media strategy. So again, if you have more questions, both of us are available for you. But this is his best strategy, which goes through 4 different pillars that work for both small businesses, individual creators, and also agencies, letting your audience get to know you through your content. So first up is bonding, which is connecting with your audience, with your community, letting whoever you're speaking to know about you, about what you do, so that they know and trust you more. Educating is also super important. It's giving value, having, there be a reason to follow what you're posting on social, which again builds trust. A lot of this is about building trust, just so that you're sharing information that your audience will really benefit from. Showcasing is demonstrating your expertise, so showing off your product, showing off your service, showing off whatever you're creating, and especially with reviews and testimonials, letting everyone know that other folks love learning from you or using your services or your products. And then tell your audience what you want them to do. This is a call to action. This is, buy this thing, join us with this program, that type of thing. So I like looking at all of these 4 pillars when I put my content strategies together, but you can also weave in your own ideas, what works best for your team and your agency. This is just a little bit of a framework here. So this is the homepage of Adobe Express. It's also available as a mobile app if anyone on your team likes creating on the go, but I tend to work on desktop, and you can just sign in with your Adobe ID, whether you have an enterprise account or individual accounts as a part of the Creative Cloud. And because of that, it also syncs with the full Adobe Creative Cloud. So if your design team has already set up libraries and brands and different designs, Adobe Express is set up to integrate with all of that. The goal of Express is to be used by anyone, so it takes work that can be done in Photoshop and Illustrator and other Pro Tools, just lets it happen a little faster, and it's also set up to be straightforward and easy to use for new designers. So it's a great way for your design team to share with like the marketing team, or let other people make the tweaks that they need to make to projects without having to go through and edit everything in something like Photoshop or Illustrator or editing PDFs. It just makes all of that a little bit easier, and I'm excited to dive in and show you how. So again, this is the homepage. There are lots of templates created by our Adobe design team, or like I said, you can use your own, which is great. There are some quick actions which are really helpful for just doing things quickly, like if you need to make a QR code, you can just drop your link, or if you need to convert a video to a GIF, do something like remove the background of a photo. Again, things that are available in Pro Tools, but are just super easy and can be done in one click with Express. One of, again, the best things about Express is that you can use branded assets and you can use your Creative Cloud library right here. So over here on the left, I can go to my brands and my libraries. Again, like I said, this syncs with the Creative Cloud. So if you're already using Photoshop, Illustrator, setting up your libraries that way, you will have something like this brand that I've been using, this our Frescova tea brand. And again, it's just nice that you can keep everything branded. So here we have logos, color palettes, the fonts that I need. I already have some templates saved and some assets. So this makes sharing assets among teams in your agency a lot easier because it's all in one place. You have control over the way things look, and obviously keeping posts on brand is a huge part of posting. So Express is really here to make that easier for you. So talking about templatizing your content creation, it's not only the ideas, but also the posts. So Express has a social media scheduler. It's really set up for individuals, and this is a great way for your agency to use a software like Agorapulse or whatever content scheduler you're using. I'm just using this calendar as an example here to show off how I templatize the content strategy that I was talking about earlier. So I have like the 4 different pillars here that I drafted as posts to just kind of let me know what I want to go out each day. And then I filled in with my Adobe Express templates. So you can see they're all like branded. They all look great together. I can obviously look at them all in my calendar. And with the draft posts, I can see like what is going out each day, look at my cohesive plan, and then just pop them in with my templates. The great thing about templates as well is that I can use and reuse them so that I can take one design and create a bunch of different posts with it, which is what I'm going to show right now. So heading back to the homepage, I'm going to start with, I'll do a few different projects and show a few different ways to create with templates. So first, I'll start with an Adobe Express template, an existing one. I'll search for something like Ask Me Anything. That's a post that I like making as like a get to know the team or get to know the product. So right here, I can see all the different versions of Express templates here. I can hit view all, but I've scoped these already and I like this first one here. So I'm going to customize this template. Again, the thing that's great about using templates is that they can be used and reused. So if I wanted to do like an AMA once a week or once a month or on at a specific cadence, I can remix this template to be used for all of those different posts. So again, Express is really designed to be easy and straightforward. Things are basically called what you think they should be called. And then if I have questions about anything, I can hover over, get a little more information to just see what each of these are. But first, I'm going to start by editing this text here. I like the Ask Me Anything title, so I'm not going to change the copy, but this isn't branded. This is just a template that I found on Express, and so I want to brand this. So I'm going to click into this Ask Me first line of text, and right here where I'm editing my text, I have my brand fonts saved. So because I had my brand library set up, I have my fonts and my colors right here for me, so I can keep all of those fully on brand and just make my life a little bit easier by knowing exactly what to post. So I have my font here. I'll go ahead and change this bottom one here too to my body's font. And instead of place question here, I'll fill this in a little more specifically. The brand I'm using is a tea brand, so I'll say our new product line is live now. So ask me anything about that. And let's see what else. I can change the color of the shape here to anything I want. I can change the background image too. So here I have some generic plants that's not really fitting with the brand. If I have specific photos from the brand that I want to use that are either saved in the library or something that I want to upload, I can do that. Adobe Express also syncs with or is incorporated with Adobe stock photo, video, and audio. So you have access to all of those pre-licensed for you with any Express project. So I could upload my own photo to keep it specifically on brand. Or I can also search Adobe stock right here in Express. All right, so I want to replace this photo with something from stock. Let's search for something like tea leaves to stay on brand here. And I have an option that looks very similar to my first post. I could also do something more like dried tea leaves. Looks like we have a few different options here, even like a field. So again, even just by looking at these different photos, if I was doing a series of whatever the topic is, in this case, and Ask Me Anything, I can make all of those different posts with all of these different backgrounds super easily. I think I actually want to go back to the one that's closest to the template. I love this. And again, I could make new posts. I can go up and add all the pages so they're all in the same campaign, or I can basically batch create in any way that I want. Before posting, I want to do a little more to keep this on brand. So I'll head over to my brands over here, and I have my logos saved. So I'm going to go ahead and add my logo. As you can see, this is a linked asset. So this is linked to the Creative Cloud library, meaning that if someone on my design team updates this, it's going to automatically sync and give me the option to update here in this project. So that's a great way, working across teams, to make sure everything is up to date. And now this looks great. So I didn't have to edit much here. Again, I can make as many versions of this as I want. And when I'm ready to post, I can download this as whatever file format I need. Or if I am creating this to share with other folks on my team or on different teams, I can also make my own template. So going up into share, I can save it as a remixable template, add it to a brand library that's shared with my team, and then title it however I want, add notes so that folks know exactly how to use it. And then my favorite feature is the style and editor restrictions. So here I can give some parameters for how this template can be used. So I can require only to use these brand colors, only the fonts, toggle any of these on, can or can't add new layers depending on how specific I want the template to be followed, if I want to give more creative freedom or keep it closer to the original. I have all of those different options here. So that is one great way to use a template across teams, is to have your design team create the template in Express and then share it across to whoever needs it. And then again, it's very, very simple to edit. So that saves time of going back and forth between teams, asking for copy at updates and things like that. Everyone has the ability to be empowered to create what they need on their own. So that is using an Express template. You can also, like I mentioned, create your own templates. There are a few different ways to do that. One is, like I just showed, how to create a template and save it to a brand. My brand already has some templates saved. So I have some template options here, and I want to edit this one. So again, depending on how much control your design team wants to have over your projects, they can build out a library of templates that then the marketing and social team can go through and create whatever they need from those. So here's my starting template. It has some animations, which is a really fun feature of Express, that it just lets you add a little more life, a little more, add a little more to static posts without having to be an animator, which is great. So again, this is super easy to edit. I can do things like change the name here. This template is locked the way I showed, so the text can be replaced, but the font is locked, making sure it stays on brand. So this is what it looks like using a restricted template. I'll just swap this out to my name here. And here I have a tea bag that's on brand, but say I want to change this out with another brand product. I can head on up to replace and go to my brands. So here I'll have all of my brand assets saved. I'll hit view all so I can see the different things that I have. So if you have a product photo shoot and you already have all of your products saved in one place, it makes it really easy to just pop this out. So I'm replacing the original with this new flavor, showing off all of the different versions of our product here. Maybe I even want to change this color to match. There we go. That looks great. And it's still animated. So we have all of those options here too. All right, now I've done a couple updates, really basic things, changed some text, changed some colors, swapped out the product image here. So again, all of those are super easy edits to make, to just kind of take the same idea and create content that you can use over and over. In addition to using Adobe stock images or uploading your own photos, you can also generate new images right in Express. So this template has this image of like some hills and some rolling leaves, or some hills, some clouds, some fields. And if I don't have something already created, or I'm looking for something that isn't quite something that I have or can find in stock, again, I can generate something new in Express with Adobe Firefly. It's designed to be commercially safe so your agency can use it. And in the same place that I would replace my image, I can also generate something new. So here my prompt originally was gentle green rolling hills, and I can change it to something like dried tea leaves with mint, and let's do some dried flowers. So again, I can leave it just like that, or I can give even more control over this generation by adding a style reference or a composition reference. So the style reference would be if I have a brand look and feel that I want to upload an image or a photo, and I want the generation to stay similar to that. And I can also upload a composition reference. So for example, we have this kind of shape in our brand identity, and I want to generate something along that same shape. So I'll hit generate and take my prompt something and keep something in that same structure and see what we get. Okay, cool. So there are 4 different options here. These 2 definitely follow the composition reference best. I like this one. And again, that's just another way to really create new versions of the same template by generating something new. So I can download and share this. I can invite other folks on my team to comment or collab with me, which is great. And that is another way to use a brand template in Express to create your content. Lastly, if your design team likes creating in products like Photoshop or Illustrator, you can actually bring those right into Adobe Express. So here I have a Photoshop template document that my designer created, and I can drag it into Express. So here I have a few options. I can use it as a linked image, which means that this can be just brought into Express, and as it's updated in Photoshop or Illustrator, it will automatically update in Express. Or I can create a brand new Express file, which is what I want to do. So this is automatically converting, keeping all of the layers, all of the text boxes, and all of the images so that I can make those edits. This is, again, a really nice workflow to use between teams. So the design team can send things to like marketing and social, and everyone can make the edits that they need, just making things a little bit easier. So over here on the right, we have the layers again. So this, again, is created in Photoshop. We have all the different layers here. I can edit this in the same way that I was editing all of my other templates. So I can change what this says. I can change it to my other brand font if I want. And then I can do other things in here as well. So one of the things that I mentioned Express does super well is animation. So if I want to maybe animate these like tea leaves and herbs that are in our mug here, all I have to do is highlight all of my different layers together, go over to animation, and then I have some fun different options. So I can like animate it as a fade in. Some of them are very specific. So maybe I can have these bungee in, or maybe I'll go over to the loop animations and see that yo-yo's cute, but not quite right for this. Let's try something like, yeah, I like the way this bob looks. Clicking in, I can slow it down a little bit, make it maybe a little less intense. And that has created a timeline at the bottom for me here so that I can see what is happening. So there we have some animation added to our Photoshop file just to give it a little bit more. And again, to give you those options to like take one template and make them a little different before posting on social. There are lots of different features that Express has as well. You can resize this for all of the different social channels you need. We have presets here, so just click into whatever you want and you can build out an entire campaign that way. We can also translate this to over 40 languages. So if you're doing international campaigns, that's a huge time saver. There are some add-ons that do different things like attention insights, and you can even upload a CSV with the new bulk create add-on. So there are so many ways that you can take what is in the editor in Express, update all of your templates, and then create a full marketing campaign that way. I hope that some of these tips that I've shared can help your team and your agency use Adobe Express to create your content faster, get your message out on social, and just help your marketing team make what you need a little bit easier. Again, thank you so much for your time. It was great to be here.